And I said, I'd like the radiologist to say, it doesn't even look like Anne's scans. And sure enough, I went through the review with my doctors, and they told me everything looked good. At the very end, the oncologist said, oh, and she was looking at your scan because it didn't look like yours. It looked too good for my history. 9 years ago, I was diagnosed with advanced lung cancer. And as a non-smoker, it was a huge shock. The doctors in the hospital said I had 1 month to live. The cancer was in my brain, my lymph nodes, my lungs, my spine, my hip bone, my liver, spleen. It was very advanced. And at the time, I had 3 little kids. So it gave me a lot of motivation. And my husband and I went to work, and we found the best doctors that we could find. And fortunately, I was able to take a targeted treatment that was very effective. I went all standard care. And for about 7 years, I went through cancer treatments. The good news was that they were working. The bad news is that the cancer kept coming back. And doctors not only had told me that 1 month, but as I got better, they said the cancer would keep coming back. So even when I had clear scans, a few months later, I would have a new tumor in my brain. So between the chemotherapy, the radiation, all the different medications I was on, the side effects from those were tremendous. So I was feeling sick from all the medications, not really the cancer anymore. And after many years, you can see how that would take a toll on your life, especially when you're trying to raise little kids and work and all the things you need to do in life. So I knew there was something else out there. A friend had told me about on Gaia, Dr. Joe's formula. And that really planted the seed for me, that there is more to life, there was more to healing than we knew. And I dabbled in it, but I was still kind of in this cultural zone of cancer patient. And then a neighbor told me about Evidence is the Loudest Voice here 2 years ago. And after watching that, I saw these women changing breast cancer cells in a lab. And that, to me, was belief. And so I went on Dr. Joe's website and I watched all the testimonials I could. And those testimonials really solidified my belief that I could be rid of this cancer. I could be actually a healthy person again. And so I started doing the work, busting up the energy centers every day. I was meditating a lot. Then I recruited my husband, who's very supportive, to go to San Diego for the week-long. And I was very fortunate to be selected as a Healee. And as a Healee there, it was an amazing experience. Being in this community with so many people who are ready to open their hearts and heal you was an incredible experience. And I could feel it in my body. And the walking meditations were amazing. And over the course of time, that belief, that transformation within me, I could feel it. I got rid of the medications. All the side effects were gone because it was really based on the medications. And instead of being a fearful cancer patient, I became a loving, healthy person. In San Diego, the walking meditation, a heart full of mind and a mind full of heart, that meditation really got me, because when I was first diagnosed, I had also had a stroke in the hospital. So that dark night of the soul, I remember it vividly. But after that, I was standing in a window in the hospital, and I had this feeling, this belief that it was going to work out, like I was going to make it. Of course, I lost that belief with all of the cancer treatment and the prognoses. But during that walk, when Dr. Joe talks about your past self, I connected with that person, my old self, in that window in the hospital. And it was like a realization that we were connected. That when I had that realization 9 years ago, it was me in that present moment connecting, saying, you're going to be okay. You're going to be okay. Continued the work after that event, after being the Healee, and I continued to form that belief within me and really strengthen that belief that I was healed. And I would envision my doctors looking at my MRI of my brain, which it was kind of like Swiss cheese because I had a lot of tumors that were radiated, and I had surgery too. So I just envisioned this MRI being beautiful and clear. And I said, I'd like the radiologist to say, it doesn't even look like Ann scans. And sure enough, I went through the review with my doctors, and they told me everything looked good. At the very end, the oncologist said, oh, and she was looking at your scan because it didn't look like yours. It looked too good for my history. I got the belief from testimonials. So this is a belief for you. As a Healee, I was healed, and now I get to be the healer. And so it's with such gratitude that I give this testimonial so that I can empower all of you.